website. So we don't know what happened, and it's just it's a nightmare. It has been a few days that I've been trying to put it back. But my website does just show in general the business, and we don't sell anything. We don't measure visiting. We don't. I don't do anything. It's just a brochure, electronic brochure to show part of the work that we do. And especially the project that I'm dealing here is not even there. So it's it's for me it's not it's just a presence, and showing the basic work that we do. That's it, but no measurements. Okay.
Yeah, awesome. Let's jump to Julie. Do you have a website, and do you measure any success or any metrics on your website currently?
Hello, sorry, there's a lot of noise on my end. I've got people next door using machinery. I'm from Environs Kimberley, and my project is a social enterprise for the Wattle Seed Collective. We wild harvest wattle seed up here in Kimberley and provide employment opportunities for Aboriginal people. But in short, at this moment in time, we don't have our own website because we're part of Environs Kimberley. We do have our own social media, but there's really not been anything on there lately. So I'm just interested in really learning how we can make it more of a sustainable business model.
Awesome. So yeah, I think that gave us like a little bit of understanding on how you're dealing, or how you're showing up online and what's your presence. So I will just show a little bit what I think that is the correct plan and how we should start measuring and launching a product. Doesn't matter like if it's a service or if it's a product or if it's just like a website to showcase what we're trying to achieve or put it out there. And then we can go from there. We can just discuss like as if you have any questions, I can just stop and we cover all of them. This is just a basic digital marketing plan that I use with clients, and I've been using this for a long time. Working as a growth marketer for more than 10 years, Google, RSC, SBS, like big companies, you name it, I work with. So what we're going to cover today is tracking, paid search, a little bit of SEO, and a little bit of execution, like how we can put all these things together to make sense and to bring more traction and more visibility and more brand awareness to your business online. Basically, if you can measure, you can prove it. That's where we always should start, and that's why I started with this question. If you don't have anything concrete to start with, or if you don't have a baseline, it means that you're not going to improve anything, or you don't know the results or the impact of what you're doing. So we always, as a consultant and working for many years as in consultancy companies, we start with the basics. So setting up proper goals, installing Google Analytics. I don't know if anyone knows what Google Analytics is, but it's basically a tool that you install on your website, and you can track all the KPIs, and you can monitor which pages people are going through, and how many times they're spending on those pages, and where they're coming from, if it's from paid search, if it's from SEO or any campaigns or any other channels that you might use, for example, social. So this is the cornerstone of like every single digital marketing strategies. Start collecting all the data that you're producing and measuring like the journeys, and measuring how users are interacting with your content. Then like you can optimize and you can create new content, or you can even delete some content that people are not looking at it, or they're not great for conversion. So that's my first big advice. So start with analytics and set up everything that you have to set up there. So for example, if I have a e-commerce and my goal is to sell products, so I will have to set up like these goals inside of analytics so I can measure over time and compare year over year, compare month by month how like my products are going and how my sales are going, and etc. Set up if I'm selling service, or if I have a service, I have multiple services on my website. So set up acquisition funnels. So from where to where, what's the perfect journey? I want people to go to my homepage and then go to the service page and then understand a bit, go to my About Us page and then go to blogs, or go to my content page and submit a form. So measure this journey and understand like if people are dropping off on any of the steps that are essential for understanding, creating awareness, and then taking action and submitting a form for you. So this is like, yeah, the basics, like first one. Always when you set up, I can help you. I said to Rosie, there is no silver bullet. Like every organization is an organization, every business is a business. So we can set up one-on-one sessions with every one of you and go through your websites, and I can show you how to set up Google Analytics as well. But basically, like if you enable demographics, so you have like more information and a better understanding of which kind of gender that's accessing website, and what are the demographics, where are they coming from, if it's from Perth or it's from Sydney, or whatever. You have a lot of like insights that you'll be able to use just by setting up Google Analytics. So that's why I'm enforcing and just taking a moment to talk about it. It's very important for the strategy on the long term. As I said to you, like we can set up like website goals. So if you want people to click on content or any kind of buttons or any kind of menus that you have there, we can set up these goals for you and understand how they are tracking over time. Tag manager, I will just like, quickly and explain what is a tag manager, and then like we can go from there. So it's tag manager is a tool that you can use on your website to add all the scripts or all the tools that you want to use on the website, and it's centralized and it's easier and makes like your life and anyone's life that's managing the website easier. So if you need something implemented on your website related to tracking, or Pixel to monitor your conversions from paid search, or even to install any new tools, you just need to use Tag Manager, and then like you centralize all the codes and everything inside of it, and it's a very handy tool to have on your website, especially if you're planning to outsource the service or the management of your website to a third party partner, for example, an agency or even a consultant. So implement that. How does it work? Basically, Yep.
Oh, sorry. Can I ask? Is it? Sorry if you're still going with this section, but there's just a question in the chat to ask. If Google Analytics does it pick up traffic from ChatGPT, and
it will. Yeah, it gets like everything that's referral. So from ChatGPT, from any kind. I can even like go. I prepare to share like some dashboards with you as well, but any kind of referral. So if it's coming from sbs.com.au, like any kind of domain that's referring to your domain, they will. Google Analytics will be able to pick up this traffic for you, and that's what it's important. Like you start to understand like where is the beginning of the journey from a client's perspective or from a customer's perspective, and then like you can go from there. Okay, like Google Analytics will help you to understand acquisition traffic or acquisition channels. So for example, paid search, SEO, or socials, and understand as well which of these channels are generating more conversions, and then like we'll help you to focus on, instead of like, oh, I need SEO, because that's what everyone says, that, oh, we need SEO. But actually, once you have this journey mapped on analytics and you understand like where the conversions are coming, you might think that, oh, I don't need SEO. Actually, I need to improve or increase my online presence of socials, for example. That's what Pascal will help us to achieve. So understanding the journey, understanding what generates conversions, and having like this conversion set will be, yeah, the foundation to create a very good strategy. Because I can come here to and just say, oh yeah, if you can go to socials and we do this for SEO and we invest in $10,000 in paid search. And then like if any of these challenges is part of the journey to convert, like, or to generate more traffic or generate more leads, like, then like what you're doing like is just like wasting time and money and resources on something that you really don't know. So it's better to track, understand, and then act and track and understand what's happening after. Because like then the act will be on the last column, and yeah, it will be too late. Oh, good. So tag manager, it's very simple. It just collects everything like on a screen, and not on a screen, on a tool, and send it to different data sources. For example, Google Analytics, Google Ads, could be Facebook ads, and etc. Hotjar. So most of you will probably have like, yeah, websites, and you have multiple pages, but you don't know which sections are generating more interaction, or which sections are making people move ahead to the journey. For example, they go to your website, the users will land on the homepage, and if your homepage is not optimized to bring users to the next step of the journey, then we're going to lose them. Like, they will just go back, and then there is no point to bring traffic. And that's why we suggested to implement Hotjar. It's a very simple, cheap, like it's free, and you can just analyze like how users are interacting with the content. And if you need to change anything, if you need to add a CTA or call to action on a banner, if you need to change the banner that you have on a website, if you need to add more sections, or if you need to remove some sections, and etc. So Hotjar is a very good tool to have. You can also set some surveys. Like, this is like just explaining what's a heat map. I'm just, yeah, talking about it. So yeah, you can see where people are actually like moving their mouses and interacting with your website, and where are the elements that you should be, yeah, moving, or moving, putting up or down, or changing like the words, and etc. And also it provides you with a tool that you can run surveys on the website. So if you're not sure about, for example, have you found what you're looking for, or was this page helpful, or any kind of question that can guide you to make changes or enhance the content that's on the page, you can use it as well, and it's for free. So yeah, it's one of the things that I would highly recommend to explore, and it's free. Going back to a little bit of analytics, so KPIs, like have KPIs in mind. It's important for strategy. So I'm just suggesting some KPIs, but as I mentioned, we can have one-on-one sessions, and then we can go from what's your North Star, what you're trying to achieve with your website, and then like from this main metric, we just cascade like what are the digital marketing KPIs that you have to track to reach this main metric. So if you want to increase sales, okay, so if I want to increase sales, what we need to track? We need to track traffic, and then conversions through this traffic. So how many people I need, like if my conversion rates, if I bring like 100 people to the website and I have like just 5% conversion rate, so okay, like how many sales I will have? Okay, if I want 100 sales, so how many traffic do I need to bring, and from each channels. That's what I'm saying, conversion per channels, or organic search volume, and paid media if you're doing paid media, and some metrics related to SEO as well that are important to track. So how many keywords you have that are on the first page, like how many keywords are on the second page, and how much traffic are you bringing from SEO, and etc. I don't know if many of you are using or have any paid media implemented on as part of your strategy. So, but basically, with paid media, instead of bringing everyone to your website, you kind of like create a niche, because you cluster intent. So, for example, if someone is searching for mattress, I don't know, mattress on Google Analytics, on Google AdWords, or on Google in general, like there is intent there that they want to buy, or they want to replace, or they want information. And then that's where like the opportunity is, like if you want to increase traffic and generate more conversions like straight away, instead of waiting for 3 or 6 months for a SEO strategy start to bring any results. So you can just go to paid media and use this intent that's already there. It costs a lot of money, or a little money, a lot, or that depends how much like you invest, and depends how much like the keywords cost on your segment. Like for example, insurance, like you can pay like 20, 100, $150 per click, but depends on the segment that you're in. Like it could be much less, and could be a good investment, like if you have conversions. So yeah, basically what you need to see or to check on Google Ads or paid search, paid media is campaign analysis. So make sure that your ROI is always positive. Like make sure that the keywords that you're using are aligned with the business and with the service and the products that you're providing or trying to sell. Copywriting experiments. So always change like the ads and what you're using on the ads as CTA. So segmentation experiments. So you have genders, you can play with locations, you can play with a lot of like different traits, and see how they behave differently, and how much they increase or they deprecate your conversion rates. Different multimedia, so use images, use videos, use rich rich ads. So yeah, you can play with a lot of like other stuff that is in there, and remarketing campaigns. So if people go to the website, your website, and they don't convert, how are you gonna get them to go back? So you have remarketing campaigns there. Paid media is not just for acquiring new customers, but also to protect your brand. Like this is example, for example, Royalty Support is a company, so people are trying to search for this company, but other two companies are attacking them like via social. So if you have competition and if you have brand awareness, they know that you have brand awareness, so they will try to target your brand name, and then like you're gonna be exposed. Like instead of converting, like and go to Royalty, you might they might be clicking on another first, for example, First Focus, or even like intelligent.com.au. So yeah, make sure that you're using negative keywords. Like it's important to not activate keywords that you don't wanna pay for, or it's not related to your business, or it's not related to the service or products that you're trying to sell, or it's indirectly related to your products and service, but they won't bring conversions. For example, here, like case that we had with Royalty. Royalty is SAP company, and they provide service for UWA, and they were like IT support UWA. So whenever like someone like a student or anyone had like a problem with with IT support on a student, like instead of UWA, we were triggering an ad and people were clicking on the ad. So you can see here, like it's paying like $240 like in ECU IT support, which is not even relevant to the business itself. So just bear in mind campaign budget. So yeah, make sure that you distribute the budget between the campaigns very well, and like you always cover the brand before and then after products and service, and have like this balance. I think I did develop this balance will take time. Like you have to understand over time what's the right balance. But yeah, always brand first, and then whatever you have left on your budget, then you cover products and services. As I was talking, remarketing campaigns, how it works. So people go to your website, like they visit the product or service page, and if they don't convert, then you start to target them like on other websites via Google Dynamic Display, so network. So yeah, you just start to kind of like remind them like, hey, come back, like, or you left this on the cart, or this is a product that you should see, or here is a book related to the service that you're inquiring for, or you're looking for on a website, and etc. I'm not gonna just
Hey, Marcus,
SEO.
can I jump in to ask a quick question
Yep.
that Cynthia has asked, which I think is quite relevant to most of us, because some of us have quite odd businesses, but we're like a service and we're kind of like an information center, and often we are supporting other organizations. So WASEC is supporting other organizations. Empower to Free is a lot of us kind of like working in a network. So our website isn't so much of a sales point, but a kind of, it's, as Cynthia said in the chat here, it's sort of like our primary goal is for the site to be an information site and to build our credibility so people to understand what we're about. And when we're what's called measuring our sort of performance, it's sort of hard to measure the outcome of that. If it's, how do we measure if a customer has learnt more about us? And should we be measuring their time on the site? Like if it's not particularly a conversion to make, like if it's not a object to buy, how else should we value or measure that? So like time on the site or things they've clicked or.
Yeah, brand awareness like will be easily measured by how many people are searching for your brand name or the terms that you develop. Like if there is something that you patent, a service that just you use, or you provide a specific scan or a specific type of service that only use. So if these search terms increase, the traffic from the search terms, it means that like you're doing a good job. But if not, then like how can you improve that? So you kind of like have to open like a little bit the scope and see, okay, like what's connected to this service or what's connected to this term that are bringing people over. Okay, so I don't know, I have a very specific type of scan. So what about like the less specific or more broad? Like they know this scan and then like they go to my scan. Like it's hard to explain that, but when you I probably have like a better example that I can show on another presentation. When you structure your campaigns or when you structure your strategy, you have head terms, and then like you have all these terms that comes from that. And if you start to be an authority, you have more traffic from the head terms, and when you're not authority, you have traffic from the terms that are not that broad, they're more specific. So I think it's more about, if you're an authority, you have traffic coming from specific like keywords, and if you're not an authority on the meta, you have traffic like bringing traffic coming from more generic keywords that are not specific. So I will explain that on the next, not the next slide, but on the other deck. Just going back to SEO, so I don't lose. Another tool that's important, Search Console, ranking performance, keyword position, and impressions, and etc. So this is also free from Google, and you can install through Tag Manager, very simple. And this is basically telling you what Google is providing. Like, so what's the position for specific keywords that you're ranking, how many clicks like they are generating, how many impressions like you have on the search engines just for Google, and any other problems that you have on your website, such as indexation problems, links, performance issues, and etc. I can go through that as well with you. And this is basically like what they show. So for these main terms that I was telling you, like Royal IT, like, so this is like the brand, like, so they have a position like that's 2.6, like, which should be like 1.1, 1.2. They should always be like on top of their brand. And like for terms that are more generic, like that are not related to their brand, IT Solutions Per, for example, they are in average on position 11.4. which means that they're on the second page of Google. So they're not, they have not been seen on organic search at all. And for IT support perf, like it's even worse, like 26.7. So this is a free tool that will give you provide you a lot of insights and a lot of information to help you make more informed decisions towards your strategy, and also how your page and your content is performing on search engines. I'm just going to kind of speed up a little bit. So another tool, SEMrush, like he has a free tier, and it helps you to it guides you like on keyword planning for SEO, which keywords that we should focus the most, like which ones have like the biggest volume on search, like how is the competition for these specific keywords. We'll help you a little bit with paid search as well, because there is like a paid search model inside of this tool, and you provide you with a very good site audit. So we'll tell you like what you need to change to make your website more attractive to search engines, not just website, but it goes to page level as well. This is just like one of the things that like they provide. So as you can see here, for IT support, like the monthly volume for perf is 2.4. And the keyword difficulty will tell you how hard it is to rank for these specific keywords. So you see like 66.3, and IT consultant like is 57.7. So kind of like you start from the bottom to the top, like the keywords are easier to rank, then you kind of like try to target them, and then like you go from there. So that's how like, yeah, you can inform your strategy and like make it easy and like bring more results or better results in less amount of time. It also has competitors mapping analysis. So if you're in an IT environment, we will bring like all the competition that you have, or the competitors, and like how they're ranking against you. And then, yeah, you can go from there. You can kind of see what your competition is doing, try to mimic it, and then after you mimic and you get into a point that you almost the same visibility that they are, then you start to create new content.
That looks really helpful.
Screenfrog. Yeah, it is like, it is free. It's kind of like, yeah, nobody talk about it like a lot. Like they always like, oh no, but yeah, it's too expensive. Like they have a free tier, and you can try it for 30 days as well. That's what I usually do, like with enterprises that are non-for-profit. We just get like a free tier, 30 days trial, extract as much as information as we can, put it in a spreadsheet, create the planning and the strategy, and go from there. Like you don't need to have access to the tool like all the time. You just need like 30 days basically, get all the data that you need, and then like go from there. ScreenFrog is just like, yeah, it's very technical. I'm just going to skip a little bit of that, but basically you'll be able to find like any index issues, sitemap link issues, and yeah, it's a more technical tool for audits and find performance issues with the pages, etc. And the basic of SEO is just content production. So define your persona, create a content calendar, content optimized for humans, not for search engines. Like, so if you're creating content, you always think about your persona and like how is it going to be relevant and how is it going to be good for them and how you will help them to convert or to reach your goals. So humans on top of everything, and constant content updates. So always changing, always evolving, always enhancing, and based on data. Landing page is just gonna go. I think after you have all that, like you just create the execution plan. So you list all the tasks that you need to do. So install GA, Google Analytics, install Google Search Console, use like Tag Manager, and etc. So list all the tasks that you need and create tickets inside of Asana or any project management tool. And start from the top to the bottom, like what's more important for you and what's easier, and get it done and go from there. So communication with your third party or with your intern or whatever, whoever will do the job for you, it's important. Create a schedule to run meetings, to check, like, and track your performance and document everything that you do. Just kind of like create a comment or publish somewhere so everyone knows what you're doing, what you're testing, and what you're producing, and then like we're going to be able to tell the results or check for the results later on. Basically how to fixing web analytics tracking or implementing analytics tracking, optimize the strategy that you have based on the data that we'll be collecting, creating dashboards, and then like once you have the dashboards, you can create A/B tests and test different things on a website. Then you can create new sections, create new elements, create new web pages or new landing pages to generate more conversions or even to attract different traffic or different personas to your website, and report and keep track or keep an eye on everything that's happening on the website on a daily. I will just go through what I think it's important as well here. Like once we finish all these tools and we're talking about like what's needed and what you should have, it's time to understand like what are your goals and what you're trying to achieve as well, like quarter to quarter. So on quarter one, I will just try to increase traffic, like doesn't matter where it's from, like I'm just gonna increase traffic. And quarter two, I'm just gonna focus on converting more, like increase my conversion rates. So all the traffic that I'm getting from whatever channels that I'm bringing, on quarter two, I'm gonna just convert them more. On quarter three, I will understand a little bit more, like I will run some surveys, I will add PPC, paid search campaigns, or I will fire some email marketing campaigns, EGMs. In quarter four, I will probably do a mix of like key 1, 2, and 3 together and keep measuring and see how it goes. So it's important to have this one page with what you're trying to achieve on each quarter, because this will guide the prioritization of your board or of your project management with all the lists that you have of tasks. So you have the tasks there, like you can just even like tag it like with key 1, key 2, key 3, key 4, and just smash them. But it's important to have these conversations, because otherwise you're just going to create content, or you're just going to act or flying solo and blind. Just a bit of like warning, and I know that everyone tends to hire companies to do the job, and I was hired to do the job. I work for many agencies, and even in Perth, like they're good, but at some extent. And I'm just gonna show you quickly like one of what they will provide to you if you decided to invest like between 5 and 7K per month in a SEO campaign with agents. So it's a very basic stuff. Like they would just provide what are they doing, these like heaps of analysis, everything that I told you, like we gather all this data together and like heap of analysis, and then we're going to create some articles, we're going to optimize some pages, we're going to use a bunch of tools to deliver all these KPIs that we promised to you. You're going to track like everything like in spreadsheets and show you what's being done or not. And then like, yeah, you can kind of see like the tracking. That's what I said to you, why analytics is important. Like if you don't have analytics, you don't have any baseline or any foundation to show what's working and what's not working. And for example, here we have like 132% growth in sessions, the users, and etc. But bounce rate, every single metric is good, but when you see like goals, that's what the main thing that everyone wants to track. Like it's 16% down. So Google Analytics and having like metrics and goals defined at like where it should be, like it's more important than like just the actions itself. And the KPIs, like isolate the KPIs, for example, sessions, like you can bring more traffic if you pay more, if you put more campaigns out, if you create more content. But is this content and is this campaign that you're creating actually affecting or impacting your bottom line? Maybe not. So just bear in mind that agencies, they do a very good job of sending you stuff and reporting on things that they do great, but at the end of the day, like if you don't have any of these things like track it and in order, you're just going to be spending a lot of money and you not have any visibility on what is really important to you. We talk about a little bit about personas. So I think that's one of the most important things that you have to think when you're talking about SEO and content and also websites. If you don't know like who you're talking to or who is the person that you want to talk to and you're selling your products or service, like it's very hard to make this content or to create content that's engaging. So I'm going to share with you as well this mapping. It's just like this is an exercise that I did with the client, and how can you understand and how can you actually go deep on what your persona and what people that you want to talk to they want, or what they want to achieve, or what they want to find on websites. So a little bit of background: who is the guy or the girl, or who is the person that you're trying to talk to, what they do, what are the demographics, identifiers, like main goals, challenges, what can we do, what can we offer for them, and common objections, like what we can offer, but they won't see that as a positive outcome. And then like you can go from there. You can just classify that in who is going to do what and what what's like the output of that, and then they can measure like by impact and effort, and and then you have your plan. Like, so for example here, like one of the plans, like linkage and comment on all the posts, like comment on changes in standards, like so all these kind of like clients testimonials, so things that are easy and less effort, you can just start doing it. And things that are like more complex and have more impact, video of design from concepts, for example, then you leave it like for next time, or you can even outsource it, find out someone that will do it for you. But everything starts with knowing the persona and knowing what they want to achieve and what you want them to do on your website. I think that's pretty much like what I probably should bring at this first session. As I said, like we can go on one-on-one sessions and really deep dive on the websites and what you want to achieve and what you're already measuring and what are the main challenges that you're facing. But this is a big overview. Like I'm 100% sure that's too much for today, but thanks for listening to me, and yeah, hopefully like you make sense of all this stuff. Like I was just jumping back and forth like through different topics, but it's not easy to just talk about SEO. I don't think that there's the right approach. Like we should just talk about everything like as a system instead of just like a small part of the engine.
Thanks, Mark. Encouraging anyone to jump up and ask any questions that might have come up for you while we're still here. Thanks, Jenny.
I don't have a question per se, but one of the things that I learned was most important, which didn't get covered, and albeit I was 5 minutes late, is backlinks. So it would be really helpful if you talk to people about that, because that kind of changed what we were doing and gave our site credibility, irrespective of all of the SEO and AEO and other stuff we're actually doing.
Yeah, backlinks are just a part of the strategy for SEO. For example, you can build a lot of backlinks and your website's not performing very well, or your website is not mobile friendly, or you don't have content like related to the backlinks that you're trying to achieve, you're trying to reach, or you got. So it won't matter. Like you help your domain to get more authority, but it doesn't mean that you get the traffic that you want or you increase traffic overnight. Yeah, it is a good strategy. It worked before, but now SEO is much more than that, especially with all the Google updates that they have been doing, and they know when a backlink is organic and when a backlink is paid and when a backlink is forced as well. So I would focus on one, understanding the persona, two, creating as much as content as you can, and then focus on what Pascal will just like talk through, distribution. Like distribution is key. If you have many channels linking back to your website and bringing traffic, quality traffic that will spend time on your website, going through more than one page and actually performing actions on your website, is much better than just spending a lot of time like trying to convince people that they should put the link of your website on their website, and to provide giving their authority or part of their authority to you. That's the main challenge when you have backlinks. Like when people backlink to your website, they actually are giving up of a little bit of authority from their side. And yeah, as a SEO manager, SEO consultant, my whole life, like I rarely like approved any backlinks on websites that I was working on. So yeah, and that's my thing.
Anyone else have any questions they want to jump in with?
Hi, Marcus. Yeah, so thanks a lot for everything. Okay, so we have Google Analytics, we have Google Search Console. We are trying to kind of revamp our website so that it has a lot more content. And then now with SEO, AEO, it can get overwhelming. And so what would be your suggestion or advice to someone who's kind of just having a website and trying to get things out there? Where will we first kind of focus on? Yeah, thank you.
First would be understanding the journey on the website, like where they're coming from, like where are the traffic channels that are generate the most traffic, and what they do after they come to your website. They go to the home page, and what's next, and what's next, and what's next. Okay, once like I understand or track like all of these journeys, I have three or four main key journeys. What are the journeys go? Like, do you need people to just read the content and that's enough? So it's just a brand awareness and you're providing a service, or you want them to execute something? Do they want them to engage and send you like a mail, or ask for a quote, or buy a product? And then like that, there we go. Like we have the start, we have the journey, and then we have the goal. And understanding like, okay, like journey 2, like they're coming from social, or they're coming from SEO, they go to a website straight away to a blog post, and then they yeah, they submit a quote, or they ask for more information about this service. So yeah, understanding what's converting, and then like, yeah, double up on what's working. But basically, again, content, like, don't stop creating blog posts and don't stop optimizing your website. And if you have Google Search Console, we can just have a one-on-one session. We can go through to find some of the treasures that you have there. Like, look for pages and terms that are on the second page of Google, like, so between position 11 and 20, and try to work on them and optimize them to make them go to the first page. That's where you're gonna see like a lot of like difference on traffic and also on conversion rates, because you're gonna be more exposed and you're gonna have more brand awareness and etc. But yeah, I'm happy to to go through like in a one-on-one case base and have a look on what we can do there.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Marcus. Two of the big takeaways there are map your persona if you haven't already, and there's a few activities that one that Marcus showed us and some other ones in the readings. If you have a crack at that and want any feedback or a discussion, you can always jump on a call with you to talk about that. Marcus has offered his time, which is really, really kind, and take him up on it. If you're ready to start working on your website and SEO, take that conversation. It's very kind. We're going to stick around for Pascal's presentation about social media. So if you're getting your customers from social media and you want to figure out what's the smartest and easiest way to do that, we'll jump onto this one now. So thank you.
All right, now it's my turn to share my screen. Let me try. Give me 1 second, guys.
Just while you're setting that one up, thanks as well, Marcus, for finding so many free apps. That's really, really helpful to know. I didn't realize that we could do all of that for free. So it's pretty huge. Thanks. We love the free thing.
Yeah, and yeah, feel free to reach out. I have like more dashboards that you can connect straight away with Google Analytics and Google Search Console that we just spit all these nice charts and tables that you can analyze on a daily basis, which makes everything like easier. The more that you look into the data, or the more that you have access to the data, the more comfortable you.
Yeah, the more comfortable you feel seeing it a few times. I think the first time seeing data doesn't make much sense, but over time it becomes more familiar.
Make decisions and understand what's working or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a little issue. I have to leave and then come back on. It's just because it's not letting me, for some reason, screen share without doing that.
Do you want me to share it for you? I can open yours up.
If that's okay, if you don't mind.
Sorry about that.
No, it's my fault. I don't know.
I
figured it out last time, but nope, apparently not anymore.
That's right. I'll open it up and you can get started.
Amazing.
Sorry.
Isn't it working?
No, I'll get it.
Oh wait, maybe it's working. Hold on. Oh wait, let me see. Is it working?
Yeah, can you guys see that one? It's on my screen, I think, but yeah.
Is it on your screen or is it mine?
I think it's on mine. So yeah, I'll change the slides as you go.
Oh, okay, awesome. Okay. Okay, cool. All right. So hello, everyone. Today, I'm just really going to go through the simplest way to understand social media, but also what does work, because even though there are so many things out there and you could say that it's so easy to post something out there and you can get some results, there are a lot of things that you need to know on the back end for it to actually happen. So that's what I'll be going through today. And next slide, please. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the basic one being Instagram and Facebook. So, okay, sorry, next page again.
Sorry.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
So, okay, just to start with the basics, Facebook and Instagram are both owned by Meta. So they have ad tools that we briefly mentioned prior, thanks to Marcus, and also content formats and algorithms that are deeply connected with each other. So now next. Okay, so there's an audience difference between the two of them. I'm sure we already know this. So Instagram's more for typically 18 to 40-year-olds, whereas Facebook's more for 25-year-old plus. And there's different content styles as well. There's on Instagram, it's mainly to do with like aesthetically pleasing stuff. It's more aspirational, more lifestyle, whereas with Facebook, it's more information sharing, community, discussions, etc., etc. But with the use of it, Instagram's more about building brand awareness and engagement, whereas Facebook's more about trust, loyalty, etc., etc. But with the next page, even though that there is an audience difference, in my opinion, if you're just starting and you don't want to be so overwhelmed with what's going on both platforms and what you should be focusing on, this is what I typically do with my clients as well, just to make things a little bit easier and just to not overcomplicate things, is you could simply link your Facebook to your Instagram. So then when you do actually post something, there's that little thing on the bottom there where I circled it. It says you can also share on, and then it would have your Facebook page link there. And then you just have to double check every time that you do post on Instagram that that little toggle is on for it to be also on Facebook as well. I don't think it's a huge thing to focus on Facebook much anymore. Like, don't get me wrong, Facebook is really, really good and it still is quite prominent, but I feel like Instagram is the way to go. I love how Marcus is like, yeah, amazing. But yeah, like I don't think Facebook is a huge thing anymore. I definitely think focus more on Instagram. The Instagram algorithm as well is a lot more complex than Facebook. Like, I don't know, your audience, even though there are specific people that do use Facebook still, again, majority now just have migrated to Instagram instead. So that goes to the next page. Now, there's the difference between reels and there's a difference between carousels. So a reel, I think it says it on the next slide, I'm pretty sure. Let me see. Yep. Okay. So a reel is more for reach and it's more of like a short form video, which is only 15 to 90 seconds long. You can go longer than that if you would like, depending on what you're trying to put out there. The algorithm prioritizes them for discovery. So it's great for storytelling, behind the scenes, tutorials, anything like that. And a strong hook in the first 3 seconds is very essential. And I will talk about that in a second, just not right now. And then the next slide is about carousels. So this is more about connection. It's just a whole bunch of images together, or even videos as well. It could be a collation between the two. It's text-based as well if you would like to, if you want to go on Canva and then write some stuff on there, same kind of stuff. It keeps users on the post for a little bit longer, and Instagram sees it as valuable. And I will talk about this in a second as well, because this is not what a lot of people know. But yeah, so it's also good for education, storytelling, anything to do with giving tips out to the people that follow you. The more shares, the saves and comments, it boosts more engagement quality as well. That goes to the next one. So the power of hooks. This thing I emphasize so much to my clients, to anyone. If you ever, let's say, book a content shoot with me, you could best believe I have a bunch of hooks ready for you to go. And hooks is simply put like this. When you're on Instagram and you're going through reels, we all know that the attention span that we have is quite bad right now because of social media. So you only have 3 seconds, the first 3 seconds, to make sure that someone does not simply go like this. It's as simple as that. And you need to make sure that, yes, again, those 3 seconds are super eye-catching, and also how you visually do it as well. So I think the next slide would mention something like that. So for reels, there you go, starting with movement or emotion. So for example, you could have a pen with your microphone on the top of it and you can start talking. One of the things that I had done as well with one of my own clients, they have a cafe drive-through place, and I told him, what is the most bizarre thing that you have? And he was like, we can use a knife for this example. I'm like, all right, cool. So then he used a knife, put the microphone on top of it, and then just started speaking. And it's a good way for people to be like, what in the world? Why is this man carrying a knife and talking into it? Like, it's It's crazy, but people would be enticed to keep watching. And also, it doesn't have to be something extreme like that. It could just simply be you having your water bottle in your hand and you moving it around. It could be you putting lip gloss on. It doesn't have to be to that extent, but like it could be anything, even just me moving my hands right now, that's something. You moving any sort of body part, that's something. And then there's another example as well is, you could even be catching an object as well or throwing something as well. Keep it short, keep it bold, and focus on the problem. Oh, no, still need to go back to the other side. Yeah. Oh no, sorry, go back. It was reels. Yeah, sorry. And keep it bold. Oh, sorry. Oh, what do we do? Okay. Throwing an object. Yep. Saying or showing your strongest line first. So on the bottom there, the yellow part or green. What if I started this? If I were you, if I were to start a good audio verbal hook would be, what if your morning coffee supported a youth training program? And then you continue on with what you're saying. And please do not waste time introducing yourself. This is a huge thing that I see. So you simply putting up the camera being like, hi, my name is Pascal, I'm the founder of Vividly Social. As bad as it sounds, no one's going to care. No one's going to care who you are. They see it all the time. No one's going to care. So then please try and start with what I said on the bottom, which is, what if your morning coffee supported a youth training program? Start with a question, start with something that someone would care about. And I'll talk more about this in a second as well. So now we can go to carousels. So for carousels, your first carousel slide is the hook. And it's practically, if you really think about it, it's like a billboard that decides if people again swipe. Keep it short, keep it bold again, focus on the problem or the result. Also remember, people are a bit selfish, and this is also to do with your hooks for your reels as well. People are selfish, so if it does not relate to them, they would not care. So try and use the word you in majority of your hooks. That's what I always tell my clients. I always say use the word you. I try and sort that out myself, but for you, yep, definitely start with the word you or just mention it throughout it. So think you can't make a difference as one person. You actually can. Continue on with what you do and what your social enterprise does. Do we see where we're going at now? There you go. All right, now next slide. Okay, so common mistakes that I see is, as I mentioned prior, hi, we are this organization's name and we're going to do XYZ. Again, no one cares. People do not engage with instructions either. So they engage with stories and outcomes. Start with the why of your impact rather than anything else. You can introduce yourself later though. Like for example, as Rosie had mentioned, I help WASEC with their Instagram as well. And there was one video that we've made for St. Patrick's, and they started it off, if you wanted to go on their reels, WASEC's reels, you would find that she started off the video with, what would you do if you were homeless tomorrow? And then she then continued on saying, hi, my name is, we are this. You could do that as well, because again, that hook is still in the beginning and then you're continuing on. Next slide, please. Just because, sorry, when someone lands on your post, they're not thinking about you, they're thinking, why would I care? And why does this affect me? And how does this affect me? Again, going back to the fact of people are selfish. I'm not going to keep repeating myself on this one, but just get it ingrained in your head, I think, is the biggest priority. All right, next one. So this is a little example. Instead of saying we're a non-for-profit that supports local farmers, try and say you can help local farmers grow just by choosing where you shop. Again, I used the word you, little smart thing over there. All right, now this is things that people don't actually know, well, majority of people, unless you're in the field, know about the algorithm. So this only just released recently. Carousels are now being favored more in reach and engagement instead of reels because they drive longer and on-post interaction and saves. It's crazy, but it's true. I don't know if you've realized this lately, but if you go on your feed and let's say there was a carousel that popped up here, I don't know if you've noticed this sometimes, but when you leave Instagram and then you go back onto it, it might come up with the same post. I don't know if someone has seen this yet, but it's because, again, they're trying to push carousels more than reels now. And it's only become a new thing. Only a few months ago, this has started to happen. And next slide. Was there anything? Oh, no, sorry, it's true. Okay, yep. So, oh, there's a question. Is this both for Instagram or Facebook or just Instagram? So it's mainly just, I think, Instagram. I wouldn't say Facebook as well, because Facebook's algorithm is a lot different than Instagram. Yeah, because when you go on Facebook, you wouldn't have the same thing come up twice. It would just mainly be Instagram. No worries, that's all right. So what you should do. So Reels show your progress, the transformation behind the scenes. The whole point of social media is for you to connect to people. They don't really care about anything else. You're trying to grow an audience where they want to connect with you and know why should they support you. So showing what you do, the progress, the transformation, the behind the scenes of what you are doing in your business would be really good with building that connection with people. Same with carousels. Carousels, again, are more for educational reasons, in my opinion, unless you're showing something that you've done recently where you've gone out somewhere and you just wanted to show the clips and of what happened throughout the night or the day that you've been there. And then also to stay consistent and to alternate between the two of them. Do not only focus on Reels and not focus on carousels. Try and alternate between them as much as you can. Next slide. So, believe it or not as well, SEO is now a part of social media. So this is another thing not a lot of people know now, but this was a thing on TikTok for a while. But again, Instagram has now implemented this as well. So keywords are very important now for your captions. So when we talk about Instagram, we always thought it was mainly just to do with visual socials, with your social platform, making it engaging, etc., etc. But yep, now they've changed it to something you could actually search on Google. So if you search up social enterprises in WA, if you do your SEO correctly, Instagram might actually pop you up on Google as well. I know, crazy. I love it. It's really good for your reach and for people to find you. But yeah, this is something that they've started experimenting with. Next slide. So, yep, through keywords, not usernames, not hashtags, not places. You can still use hashtags, but I will brush on that briefly. So what everyone types in the search box matters more than ever now. So it will be indexed by Google and other search engines so that your Instagram content can show up on the web, as I mentioned prior. In the next slide. So in practice, when you post a carousel reel or anything from your social media, instead of writing a random caption or making it really, really short, now this is what I also tell my clients as well, or anyone trying to grow on social media, is what would someone type if they were looking for what I was posting? So if you, let's say me right now, I'm explaining to you how to use social media. I would start, if I made this a reel, I've got 2 tripods right here recording my situation. I'm not even lying. And I would do a reel out of this because why not? And right now, if I were to make a reel, what I would do would be is, if you're trying to grow yourself on social media, this is exactly what I would do, etc., etc. And then what would you do as a consumer? You would think, okay, let me go on Google and search what's the best way for me to grow on social media. And then you weave whatever you said in. And also another thing as well that I've been realizing, having longer captions are better now because of the SEO reason. So even though you have explained a lot, let's say in your reel, maybe also on top of that, kind of explain what you've said in your reel, like do a little summary in your caption as well. So me writing all of this to you, right, or saying all of these things to you right now, I'll include like a little summary as well for people to look at. So then people, again, on the search engine, if they were to look at my video, they would know exactly what I've spoken about, and then they would want to listen to what I had to say. All right, next one. Okay, now it's LinkedIn. LinkedIn, there's a huge difference. It's so much easier to grow on LinkedIn, in my opinion, even though the audience is a bit hard to reach, but LinkedIn is so less complicated than Instagram, in my opinion. So it's more for just professional networking. It's more built on credibility through leadership and relationships, not so much entertainment, whereas Instagram is. The algorithm favors conversations over content, meaning comments and engagement matter so much more. Next slide, please. So what actually works would be more about your personal stories, also with what your mission is. For example, why you started your business, the challenges you've overcome, lessons you've learned. Educational content as well does sometimes work. It depends on what you're doing. And also only sticking to 1 to 2 meaningful posts a week is plenty for LinkedIn. Another thing with LinkedIn as well, the main thing that you do see when you're there is mainly people talking about what they have done or learnt when they've visited an event, or if they had an event, how successful it was and stuff like that. So again, just doing the same thing. Make sure you have a lot of photos to put up as well. Photos, good quality photos, that's a really good thing. They have started letting people upload videos as well. You can do videos. I think they're trying to favor that now as well because it's a new feature. One thing I could say about all of this in general, whenever you realize there is a new feature on the app that you're using, please get on top of that ASAP, because when these apps do release something new, they would favor it over anything else. So making sure that, oh, actually, I was meant to say something before. I'll say that at the end. Next slide, please. Engagement strategy. So comment, oh yes, please. Same with Instagram and Facebook as well. When people do comment on your content, even if it's something like 2 fire emojis or whatever, still try your best to comment and reply back to that comment, because again, that helps with the algorithm and your reach, and it will push your content even more. So that's also the same with LinkedIn. And also tag collaborators or clients where it's relevant. So again, if you went to an event, if you had people that spoke there, make sure to tag them in the caption as well, so then it helps boost your post. And also you can use hashtags, maybe 2 to 3 maximum, but relevant to your niche. All right, and then next. Okay, and now there's a few things. I think it's because I sent this to you a while ago, so then some of the things that I put in probably got deleted, but there was stuff about hashtags, and also I added something very last minute because of what Marcus has said, which was social media management and how that kind of links to websites, and how Google Analytics tie in it as well. One of the things I could say is, if you have been putting the link in your caption to like an Eventbrite or an event, just an event link, or your website, be like, this is our website link in the caption, please stop doing that. Do not use a link in your caption at all, because you cannot tap on the link. So there's no point for you to put it in there, unfortunately. The only thing I would suggest, or 2 things, there is one thing you can do, which is say link in bio, which is a bit annoying because people are lazy and they don't want to go all the way onto your page and then go link in bio and then find the link and everything. Like, people can't be screwed. It is what it is. But there is a new feature that exists, which is called ManyChat. It is an app, and you can say, instead of link in bio, comment this word below and we will send you the link. And then they'll comment it, and then ManyChat would automatically DM this person that had mentioned that in the comment section, and then they will send it manually themselves for you. I think you might have to pay, but just have a little browse, see if there's any free, if you can use it for free first, like for a trial. And yes, with hashtags on Instagram and Facebook, they don't really care too much over hashtags, but Instagram, do not please use more than 5. Do not use more than 5. Use 3 to 5 and keep it a variety of different things. So when you do, for example, let me try and do this now. When you do try and write a hashtag, you can do social media management, for example, right? It will come up with how many people have used that same exact hashtag. So if I did want to use social media management, there are 4 million posts that exist out there that has the same exact hashtag, which is not bad, but keep a variety. So you can use that, but then for your next few hashtags, use a variety of things that are so niche. So like you can do social media management Perth. You can say something specific of what you've said in there. So events Perth or etc. etc. Have a variety of like 4 million, a few 100,000. If it's even like below 1,000, that's fine. Just keep a variety of different things. But again, the main priority is only keep it between 3 to 5 hashtags, nothing beyond that, because the algorithm would think it's spammy, and then they would not favor your content whatsoever. All right. Oh, you've raised your hand. Yes, please speak.
Sorry, Missouri came out. I follow Missouri to get all the latest things on what's actually happening with Instagram.
Yeah.
And he came out and said up to 50 hashtags on every post. I never do that many, but that's what he actually said a couple of months
50?
ago. Yeah.
That's surprising, because I've always heard for the last several months saying that you should only do 3 to 5. Because
Well, and that's the thing. You talk to different people doing social media and they'll have different opinions. That's why I follow Missouri as the CEO of Instagram. He comes out and answers a lot of these questions. So
okay, I mean, if you want to do 50 hashtags, then do 50 hashtags.
I'm never going to do 50, but I usually do more than 3.
Yeah, look, maybe if you're saying 50, then you can probably do around 10 if you feel like it. But that's so interesting. I always used to say like the complete opposite, but if you're saying it, then
yeah, and that's why I think if you follow Missouri, anytime there's kind of those rumors out there, he comes and says, oh, we've got all these questions about this, and so I'll just address them, and he gives the latest on what's happening on Instagram. And as the CEO, he's there to kind of guide you in the right direction to using it more. So
yeah, of course, very true, very true. Okay, well, ignore my hashtag part then. Don't worry about that. But overall, if you did need help, you could always follow me on Instagram, which is that QR code right there. I'm only saying this because I have been putting some tips out there that I've been learning and realizing over the years of my experience. So if you want to learn more and more about social media management and you don't want to have to search out for it, you can just follow me and you'll probably see it on there. And if you really don't want someone else, well, so you don't want to manage your own socials because you don't either have the time or it's too much for you, then please feel free to reach out. My email is right there. And yeah, that's really about it from me. If anyone else has any questions, please do.
Yeah, keen to hear people's questions from the group. I'm sure there will be some. And just wanted to reflect on a couple of good pointers that you had there, which is carousels are really effective for people seeing them, and it will pop up again. So if you've got information to share, carousels seem to be working really well. And yeah, having the hook in the first 3 seconds and short form, yeah, it's really, really good advice, and it really does work well for videos. And I'm curious if anyone has been using Instagram for their marketing. I know we do, but and I know Plenty has done social media before as well. But does anyone have much experience using these sort of platforms that they wanted to share back? Because I'm not sure what platforms people are primarily using here. Is it maybe LinkedIn, or is everyone new to all of these platforms? Or Carla, do you have anything to share?
I was just going to say, I only started last week, and Instagram was where I started, and mainly that's because that's where I'm comfortable. I don't know about it, I don't know the technical behind the scenes stuff. I'm figuring that out. So thank you, Pascal, today. But Instagram is where I started, and I've done the thing where I just share it on Facebook, and so it's done.
Yeah.
And I've started with carousel, so that's also good to know. And my intent is to be doing the same as what you said, reels and carousels. And so it's just good to know what content to put where. I guess the question is, I've started with Instagram because it's where I was comfortable. And, Facebook, I like you say, there's a lot of, Facebook's kind of become now a lot of groups and community conversations in groups, which it's probably good in those groups. Are there other tools? Like I don't use TikTok. So at the moment, until somebody tells me I absolutely need to be posting on TikTok, I will continue to avoid it.
Marcus is saying no, but okay, what's your what's your business? Tell me what it is so then I can understand whether or not you're meant to be on there.
So the name is Panacea Design. My target market are females, probably like from the age of 50 to 30 to 60. But mainly, I'm talking about home energy efficiency, comfort, renovations, retrofit, and providing a service to enable people to be able to do that and take away the complexity for them.
Okay.
It's a new service. It isn't something that others are doing. My goal is to be training and employing women to do what will be a completely new role in the property market as well. So it's cool. It's kind of one of my goals is take all of the information from research and reports at government and industry and so on, and translate it into a homeowner levels understanding. Make all of that technical knowledge make sense to the people in their homes that need to make decisions, but in reality shouldn't have to become experts in this space. So my goal is to make real technical information very user friendly. My thinking was so once I've got my website up and running, I would have a blog on the website and I would use content from the blog through social media. Thank you, Marcus. And I would kind of use the writing in a blog to then that would become content for multiple social media posts.
Yeah.
And it would also be the way to get traffic to my website, hopefully, as well. But yeah, do I need to be anywhere else?
I think Instagram is a good one. I don't really think TikTok would be the best one for you right now.
Yes.
Yeah, because one, your audience isn't really on TikTok. Don't get me wrong, they are on TikTok. There is a few, but because we live in Perth and because you're specialized in Perth, reaching that one specific audience would be quite hard for you to find.
Yep.
And if you did want to maybe broaden your audience, maybe yes, go onto TikTok. But otherwise, I think Instagram and Facebook are the best ones for you right now. And if you feel, I think, and especially because you just started with Instagram, focus on baby steps. Just Instagram and Facebook first. And then when you feel comfortable enough, then divert to TikTok if you want to. But I don't think it's that necessary for you to do. And focus on your website.
What are your thoughts on Pinterest?
Pinterest is very much just for aesthetic reasons. Like people have aspiration, and also for selling things as well. So most people use Pinterest if they have an event coming up and they want to have inspiration on the event and how it should look like. So this is what I always tell people when they ask me about Pinterest is the word Pinterest is pin your interests.
Yep.
So you're just pinning what you want. And if you it's really just making it look very aesthetic, very pretty. And if you want to learn, there's a bit of educational stuff on there as well, but there's not a big variety. It's mainly just to look a certain way. You want something to look a certain way, and then you just want a specific photo for that, and that's it. I don't think Pinterest is that good. It is good for certain things, like selling your own, let's say, digital products or something, but that's really about it.
Yeah. Okay. That's good to know.
Just on top of that, acquisition channels, they work differently. Your mindset, it's opposite. Usually, when you think about acquisition channels, you don't think about the channel and the fitting to your audience. You actually ask your audience, if there is a fit to that channel.
Yeah.
So that's why you have to start the work with the persona first and invite your target audience and talk to them how do you get information about house loans or whatever you're talking, and then they will provide genuine information or genuine channels that you should be focusing on. Maybe it's not even social, maybe you have to do a PR in a specific publisher or website. So it is the channel strategy has to come from a deep conversation with your audience. and understand like what is the persona and how like they go through the journey, and like what is the time that they are consuming this information. If it's 6 o'clock, like you're gonna be challenging, you're gonna be fighting with like a lot of other brands and etc. So yeah, there's more than like just a channel like on this strategy, I would say.
No, it's a really good point. Actually, a question I was going to ask you, Marcus, and I joined late, so I'll go back and watch the recording of the beginning of all of this. But when you were talking about the persona, that's something I've started. I've got some around it, not as much as like what you were sharing on screen. So that was awesome. Have you got any tips as to places where you can validate, some of your assumptions and like further your research about a persona and a group, your target market group? Or places, or another idea I've had is about doing like making a quiz and start sharing that and trying to kind of reach through that.
Yeah, we have like different tools. Like first to when start a project, like for any of the clients, like you kind of trying to do a focus group.
Yes.
So if you have like 5 or 6 people that are your target audience, like you just invite them for an informal chat, and like you have all these questions that you want to validate, and then you ask them.
Yep.
And then you have more quality than quantity. And then when you go like for quizzes or surveys or whatever, like is more quantitative, like then you can just send EGMs if you have like a mailing list of like all the clients or all the audience that you want to reach, or people that are on your prospect list. Then like you just send like these kind of things like to the audience, and then get this feedback back. So use SurveyMonkey or MailChimp or whatever, like you feel that's more appropriate and easy to navigate and implement. But yeah, focus group is always the best one. Just ask as many questions as you can, and get as deep as you can, and then you have genuine answers to guide your strategy.
Yeah, that's a good point. I would have done that I shouldn't say in my career, but yes, I haven't done that yet, and I would have done that previously. So thank you.
Did anyone else have a question before we wrap up? Yes, Carlos, is that you? No.
Rosie, can I just do a quick one to Pascal? You mentioned that Instagram is probably better than Facebook, but what if your customer demographic is sort of 30 to 55-year-old females? Would you then be definitely putting more effort into Facebook?
I think yes, if you know that you've grown on there as well and you can see that they're definitely actively on there, then yes, do it. I think okay, this is how I normally structure my posts for my clients. I use Asana, which is what Marcus actually mentioned previously. And if you were to have to actually change what you should be putting on Facebook instead, do divide them. And yeah.
Sorry, Pascal, are you saying do separate content for Facebook?
Yeah.
Separate posting.
But
okay.
It's all about what you post on Instagram as well. If you think that what you're posting on Instagram wouldn't also apply to the people on Facebook, then yes, change it. But then at the same time, if it does, you could use both of them, then yes, use both of them. Because at the end of the day, like it wouldn't be, I don't think, a big difference in terms of what you should be posting on both platforms, because at the end of the day, it's your own audience. And yeah, I think Facebook definitely, if you think it needs to be changed where people are more active on there and they ask certain questions, or you think that they need more certainty on something like a specific topic, then yes, use Facebook for that specific thing. But otherwise, your content shouldn't be that different from Instagram to Facebook, because at the end of the day, it's your brand identity and your overall content and who you are as a brand. So Plenty Gifting, it should still be very similar regardless. Yeah, because people still are on Instagram. But again, yes, the small majority also, well, not small majority, but a majority do also use Facebook. But that's it, really.
Thanks, Pascal. Thanks.
Anytime.
Thanks, guys. Just to wrap up, thanks again to our speakers for putting all this information into us, which has been really helpful. And I'm trying to share my screen as well, which isn't working, but I think it is working. That's so fun. Just to let everyone know that we've got these events coming up in November, which would be really nice to see everybody at. We don't often do in-person events, so just wanted to let you know that we're running some of these. It'd be really, really awesome to see you, especially new people in this group who hasn't met other social enterprises before. And they're free or low cost for members. And a second thing is I'm going to be sending out some links about an evaluation of the learning community. And I'll talk to you about that over an email, but that's kind of a way to kind of record responses. And I'm noting it now in this call because Folktale could be something that you want to use to get feedback from your customers, and it also can be ways to create like little customer, feedback videos that you might want to be posting. If you want to start advertising your business and having real depositions, or your customers talking about the experience to them, this is actually a platform that you can use, which is quite cheap. So you testing it out for us can be a little bit of a test for you, maybe using it for your clients in the future if there's a hook for you. And yeah, thanks again for joining, and thanks to Marcus and thanks to Pascal, and who both put out kind offers to support further. So I'll send their email addresses in a follow-up email, so you can email them, and please do use follow up with their kind offers for help, and enjoy the rest of your day, guys. And everyone wish Anushka best of luck. Anushka is pitching at a event tonight for her social enterprise, and she's been amazing and really preparing for it. So we're sending all our support your way, and it won't be long until Carla's doing her own pitch, I'm sure. So
Thanks, guys.
I'm doing a small one tonight as well, but
Oh, exciting.
these splits. But good luck, Anushka.
Thank you. You too, Carla.
Thank
Bring
you.
it on.
Proud. All right, we'll see you then.
Thanks all.
Wow, that was amazing. It was so much
Thanks,
information.
Marcus. Bye.